Welcome, travellers, to Plus One Intelligence, your one-stop shop for short lore drops. I'm the wizened sage, Penguin Marine, plunging my hands into the nexus of lore to bring you the most important facts about your favourite universes. When I was a boy of 14, I was enchanted by Warhammer Fantasy when I first laid eyes on a small collection of lizardmen warriors. Back then, I just thought they looked cool and was amazed by the sheer range of different units and heroes and monsters. Now, in my adult years, I've come to appreciate the huge amount of lore that Warhammer has, and I love to delve into bits and pieces of the world here and there to check out all the cool places and characters that are involved in this universe. But in order to help you get a short idea of what's going on in the Warhammer world, we have to pull all the way back to give you a quick overview of this entire world. And so, right, begins the tale. First, let's begin inside the old world, a vast continent stretching from the snowy peaks of the World's Edge Mountains to the desolate and weird wastelands of the Chaos Wastes. This continent is home to many races that are forever locked in a slap fight to rule the world. First is the heart of the old world, the Empire, a human civilization ruled by elector counts of different regions underneath the leadership of their emperor Karl Franz, who rules in the city of Altdorf. Just as their founding emperor Sigmar once did, the empire has ever been a bastion of order, fighting against the dark forces of chaos. To the north, the grim cold lands of Kislev stand steadfast against the border of the Chaos Wastes. Unlike the elector counts in the empire, who care only for political games and internal power struggles, Kislevites are a hardened people forged in ice and steel, whose sole concern is holding back the raiding parties and insidious corruption of the warriors of chaos. Should this uneasy alliance between these nations fall, there will be no hope for the old world's survival. Far to the west of the empire lies the magical forest of Athel Loren, home of the Wood Elves. A reclusive and enigmatic people, they have a deep connection to the wilds of nature and fiercely guard their domains from any who dare venture into their territory. Be thankful if the elves gives you a quick death before the tree men find you. If you get cut in half by Durthu's giant sword,
gonna have a bad time.
Further west, however, are the Arthurian lands of Bretonnia, another human civilization built on the hard work and sweat of peasants and the noble gallantry of knightly orders. King Luin Leoncoeur rules as the epitome of knightly virtue.
Well, I didn't vote for you.
Upholding the chivalric code and protecting the borders of his nation to gain the favour of the goddess known as the Lady of the Lake. Turning now to the east of the empire, the lush farmlands turn dead and dark as the mists dance between the twisted trees of Sylvania. In this haunting and gruesome land rules the vampire counts of the von Karstein dynasty, plotting to overthrow the Emperor of Man. Finally, we find the World's Edge Mountains, where the dwarves have built huge defensible strongholds to call their homes. These mighty fortresses are dotted sporadically through practically every mountain range in the world, but not all have been able to stay standing under dwarf control, as there are secret terrors that lie beneath the surface of this world. Across the ocean to the west of the Old World, we find the New World's continents. First among them is the island paradise of the High Elves, Ulthuan. Ulthuan has long passed its glory as wars with Chaos, Dwarves, and Dark Elves have placed the High Elves in a steady decline. When the Dark Elves became exiled from Ulthuan due to the treason of their Prince Malekith, they travelled westward to the northern region of the New World known as Naggaroth, a place of unforgiving ice and snow that reflected the cruel and sadistic nature of the Dark Elves. A place where apparently blood rituals and unconventional BDSM clothing is the norm. And further south of Naggaroth, the ice gives way to lush tropical jungle, and the cries of beasts and other savage beings permeate the air. Within the mysterious temple cities of Lustria, we find the guardians of the Old Ones, the Lizard Men. These cold-blooded warriors will suffer no trespass to their realm from any race dumb enough to come looking for treasure in their jungles.
Clever girl.
Beyond the World's Edge Mountains in the south, we find desolate deserts and canyons of the Badlands. This scorching landscape is so harsh, only the hardiest of races could possibly tolerate it. But it is here the greenskins make their home, constantly beating the crap out of each other and their neighbours for the love of it, until they drive themselves into an almighty war. This often means that the Border Princes, a collection of small city-states and independent territories on the fringes of the Badlands, must constantly defend themselves from greenskin raids, using whatever militia and mercenaries they can muster to do so. Beyond the Badlands, things get even hotter, as harsh desert land that nothing could possibly survive in churns away sandstorms and blistering heat. Nehekara, also known as the Land of the Dead, was once a fertile land ruled by the nomadic tribes of humans known as the Khemri. But long wars with Nagash the Necromancer tainted the land and transformed the people into undead tomb kings, sleeping beneath the sands in their pyramids for the time to rule again. Southwest of Nehekara, we find the rich, cultured lands of Araby, a region of bustling trade routes from much of the civilized world overseas. This region is ruled by sultans who have access to strong warriors, powerful sorcerers, and the formidable Jinn. The Far East is shrouded in mystery and legend, where ancient civilizations intertwine honor, mysticism, and power in many unique cultures. First and foremost is the Empire of Grand Cathay, a land of harmonious yin and yang, ruled by the imperial family of celestial dragons. Their skilled armies stand ready with artillery, archers, and fierce warriors, ready to protect the northern wall border known as the Great Bastion from the ruinous powers of chaos. On the western border of Grand Cathay, the Mountains of Morn stand tall, housing the nomadic tribes of the Ogre Kingdoms, known for their strength and insatiable hunger. These crude brutes not only raid and hunt, but offer themselves as mercenaries to any who need their strength. And between the World's Edge Mountains and the Mountains of Morn lies the Darklands, a volatile volcanic region industrialized by the reclusive Chaos Dwarves. Let us momentarily turn our attention away from the surface of this vast world and look beneath. What we find there may horrify those that live upon the surface. A vast network of tunnels, caverns, and subterranean cities that range the entire known world exist, and they are used by the most secretive and cunning race, the Skaven. These insidious rat men, ever skittering and scheming under the Council of 13, readying for the day they will climb out of their tunnels and take the world from the man-things. And finally, in the northern and southern poles of the known world, the chaos wastes, writhe, and gibber in a maddening mockery of life itself. One cannot discern when the world ends and the realms of chaos begin in this place, for it is a dimension of treachery and corruption. It is here that the four ruinous gods, Khorne, Slanesh, Nurgle, and Tzeentch, war against the mortals and against each other, using portal gates to launch full-scale invasions into the mortal kingdoms. It will take the coming of the Ever-Chosen to rally all of chaos into one unstoppable force of madness and slaughter, and bring about an apocalypse that will forever change reality itself. But that is a story for another time. Hey Traveller, thanks for checking out the video, we really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe and bell buttons to stay up to date with our videos, and why not give us a like if you found it informative. If you'd like to see more content from us here at Plus One Intelligence, you can check out my streams on twitch.tv/penguinmarine25. See you on the road, Travellers.